Okay, so this is Ringwat Media, an association with Wellhouse Therapy, Still Hub Management, and Barclay Carter Racing. Special treat for us, friend of the channel, Mr. Sean Mccomb, the WBO Super European Lightweight Champion. Good to see you, mate.
Hi, mate. All good. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, thanks for coming on again. I know your schedule is pretty hectic at the minute. And wow, I mean, you've turned the books upside down. You've got a massive, massive fight in New York in 3 weeks or so now, and 2 weeks in fact. And
Very good.
yeah, Arnold Barboza Jr. Final eliminator for the world title, mate.
Yeah, exciting fight and a fight that I've been asking for quite a while now. Just amongst the names, not not exactly the specific name in Arnold Barboza, but just someone of that caliber.
Yeah.
And I've got what I've asked for, so I'm quite happy with that.
And like you mentioned the caliber there, he is a high caliber fighter. I think you're ranked similarly in the governing bodies, but he's got what 29 fights, 11 KOs
Yeah,
now, so he's a little bit further on in his career, but he's a dangerous, dangerous animal.
yeah. I mean, it's a task. It's a task in itself going over there and
Yeah,
and obviously beating that guy, but it's one I'm well up for, and I think that I'm very capable considering the pedigree of fighters I've been in with throughout my whole career, not just as a professional, but also as an elite amateur who
yeah.
boxed worldwide, globally on the major stage of elite boxing. And I believe stylistically, there's no one that I haven't been in the ring with, and I feel up to the task.
Well, you can kind of nick my next sort of statement stroke question, which is, you have been all over the world as an elite amateur. So going over to the States as a professional, it's probably not going to phase you that much, is it?
No, I mean, it will be a new experience for me, obviously, with all the massive personalities and the
Yeah.
massive names that will be around Fight Week. But it's one thing that I keep reminding myself of. It's the only thing that could help me get sidetracked. I just need to be fully focused and stay away from all that shit. Just stay fully focused on what I gotta do. It would be very easy for anyone with as little experience as I do at that level to be sidetracked by all the cameras and all the
Yeah.
media and all the big personalities and all the big lights. I just gotta stay focused and just stay in my lane and just stay quiet and remember what I'm there to do.
I mean, your team is exceptional. The ones that are, obviously the lads have been with you for quite some time. And if anybody can keep you grounded, it's those buggers, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. We just stay within our own company and enjoy it, enjoy the crack, enjoy our own company, and just it keeps me away from all the other shit that goes on around Fight Week. So it's good. It's good for me.
Well, I'll tell you what, you picked a quiet one, didn't you? Because Haney and Garcia are, oh, they've been at it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and they're not going to stop until they get in the ring, are they? Of
No, well, this is it. It's exciting. I think obviously the fight sells itself,
course.
so there actually doesn't need to be much shit talk done. But obviously they have a bit of history in the amateur game from they were kids and they've beat each other. And obviously Ryan Garcia is coming off a loss against Tank Davis, and he wants to get back amongst the big names where he thinks he belongs. He's a big ass trying to beat Devin Haney, but I mean he's done it before, and he obviously is confident in his own ability to do so.
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting, and I mean we're a co-main event. There's a great opportunity here, and I firmly believe that my fight and Arnold Barboza's fight will be a better fight.
I was just about to say that your fight could probably end up being fight of the night if you look at both your records and how you've fought. I think actually in the last, I think it's the last six fights, he's gone five all the way through, and I think in the last five fights you've gone four all the way through. So it's going to be possibly a long night for both of you.
Yeah, but it's one I've trained for, 10 rounds. I was actually preparing for a 12 rounder at the start, and then I seen the contracts, which it's 10 rounds.
Right.
So I'm ready. I'm ready. I've sparred. I've prepared exactly how I would have had it been 10 or 12 rounds, and um, I'm very ready. Like I know when I peak within camp,
Yeah.
and I'm right there now.
I think obviously having watched your career for quite some time, the last two fights that you've had, you just seem to have upped it a level. Do you feel like that now? Do you feel like you're sort of just on the edge of that world level now, if not at the
Y-
world level?
y- Yeah, once the raise and once the raise in the level of opponent comes, then I'll raise my game as well.
Mm,
You can obviously only perform. Obviously, even if you do perform well against someone who's not at that level, you won't get as much credit for it because you're beating up someone who's not that level. But when you do it every time you step up a level, then
yeah.
people start to take notice and they start to question, going, "Hold on a second, he can do it at this level." Yes, he didn't get enough credit for doing it at a certain level or maybe a domestic level. When you step into European level and then you start doing it, then you go on the world level and you start doing it, then people start to take notice and
Mm.
it keeps people a bit worried and a bit on their toes, you know what I mean?
Well, you've beaten the last three, in fact, the last three fights, a 17-1, a 16-2, and a 23-0. I mean, that's pretty decent opponents, and you've won convincingly, unanimously.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's what I mean. I'm capable of moving up the levels and the ranks and still perform.
Mm,
I'm just going to be a handful for any fighter in the top 10. Simple as that.
that's it. And I mean, obviously, your manager Lee Eaton's had quite a big hand in sort of getting this step for you. Where were you when he told you it was finally on?
I was at home and he FaceTimed me.
Did he?
He had told me a week, just over a week before that he was trying to make the fight. And he says, I think we'll get it. And he says, we'll know by Friday. Friday came, I texted him, hadn't heard back. Saturday, hadn't heard nothing. Sunday came, it was St. Patrick's Day. I hadn't heard nothing. The day after St. Patrick's Day, I heard nothing. So
Mm.
he told me he would let me know by Friday, which he didn't do. So in my head, the fight like it was gone. That I wasn't going to get it. So he FaceTimed me on the Tuesday after St. Patrick's Day, and I was like, "Well, what's the story?" And he just goes, and I
Mm.
go, "It's not happening." And he says, it's on." And I was just like, "Yeah, it's happy days." I think you're fucking kidding me. And he was like, "No, it's on. It's definitely on. They're going to get contracts drawn up." Told me the purse, told me everything. What's happening? It's done on the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia undercard, New York, 20th April. How's your weight? I was like, never mind. I'll cut a leg off now if I have to. It's on, and that was it. So I was buzzing for it.
Well, obviously, you've got a tough challenge ahead and one that I'm sure you'll step up to. You and your team are always very, very well prepared. You have a game plan always. You've got good people in the corner and you're an exceptional fighter. If you come through that, you're going to be facing Teofimo Lopez for the world title. I mean, that's things of dreams, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 100%. But it's a dream for me, and it's a realistic dream for me. It's not one I think it's impossible. I don't believe for 1 second it's ever been impossible.
Mm.
Um, because I'm very confident in my ability, and I'm very confident that I belong amongst that caliber of fighters. And obviously, we're going to see that in a few weeks' time.
Well, I can't wait. I have to say, I'm a little bit gutted I can't be there because I was trying to get over, but I just can't do it. But we'll definitely be watching and shouting and cheering, which is actually almost better than being there because we're not allowed to do that when we're media, of course. But I
Yeah.
might have got slung out, I think. um,
Mhm.
I mean, it's. I'm so pleased for you that, people who don't know you the way we do, you're one of the nicest guys in boxing. You've always got time for everybody, but you work bloody hard, and we know how much this means to you. So we're really, really pleased for you, mate, that this is finally coming off, and you've got a big challenge ahead, but you've got one that I think you can come through.
Yeah, 100%. I'm very capable, and thank you anyway. Thank you for the support, and and I'm sure I'll put a good show on for everyone back home that can't make it.
Well, listen, if you do get beat up, your missus is probably going to give you some as well because you're getting married not long after this fight, are you?
Yeah, that's the plan. You know what? It's a good plan because it'll encourage me not to get involved in any fights or any wars. Just stay disciplined, stay focused, and stay out of trouble so that my face stays exactly how it is when I come home.
I think I'd rather face Barboza than your missus, mate, to be fair, if you're getting married in, very short amount of time afterwards.
Yeah, 100%. So I'll have to keep myself fresh, or I'll have two fights on my hands.
Well, listen, if there are anybody that, is able to jump on the plane and come and support you, I know you'd want them to do that if they can. Um, can they get some tickets still online? Because it's Golden Boy show, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Golden Boy show, and I have tickets. I have a good bit of support flying over with me.
Yeah.
And I also have a lot of support in America and Queens. Some friends who have lived there, traveled there a few years ago. And they're helping me up with sponsorship and stuff over there. So they're very helpful, and they're bringing a good crowd to watch the fights. So I've got a link that I've just sent them and through Ticketmaster, and hopefully they make some noise on the night.
Mate, it's going to be a brilliant experience regardless of what happens. But I've got a sneaky suspicion we're going to be seeing your arm raised on the night, and then it really gets serious, mate, doesn't it?
This is it. This is what I've always asked for.
You could be fighting in Vegas at Christmas. That sounds good, doesn't it? For the world title.
Sounds magic. It's exactly what I want.
Well, listen, we know you're on a tight timeline tonight, so we really appreciate you spending 10, 15 minutes with us. We just want to wish you all the best. When are you going over?
I'm going over on Sunday, 14th,
Right.
next Sunday. This Sunday coming. Yeah.
Bit of time to acclimatize and get ready.
Yeah. Give me 6 days to just adapt and get ready, as you say.
Well, listen, all the best of luck. We'll be keeping our fingers crossed for you. We'll be watching, cheering on the night, and we can't wait for this one, mate. So thank you so much for coming on, and all the best, my friend.
Thank you, mate. Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate it.
Cheers, mate.